look into the future, and what does the post-COVID environment look like for your organisations and for your roles in those organisations?
I think there's a general hope, as much as that is possible in professional football, that the reset might happen. I think the crisis made realize a lot of fans that were not engaged in any activism how unsustainable football is in most of European countries. When you see major clubs begging their fans after just 3 or 4 weeks of crisis not to claim their money back on their tickets so that they can pay their staff because the money has already been spent. I think that's something that the general public might not have realized before, how despite of a huge budget and a lot of money circulating around a professional football club, they run like small companies, and most of them are run in a pretty unsustainable way. So I think a lot of people realize that, and there's bigger expectations now for different form of football than it was in the past. So I think there are expectations there. Now, when we look at the various situations in Europe, it's really different. In countries like Germany or France, there's really no impatience to restart, and in any case, football is not the clubs are not going to disappear. In the worst case scenario, they restart in the 5th, 6th league. It's not the end of the world. We're not in countries where you lose your club from one day to another. But on the other hand, most fans would know people working as in the office, taking care of the grass, this kind of jobs at the clubs, that would be the first one to be fired if the clubs get bankrupt. And I think it's a difficult time for most fans to kind of balance those two situations and realize what your claim for different football might mean for people working in that industry. But I think we're still observing a lot what is happening. There's some good ideas about this reset floating around. I think there's also risk that we go for something completely different. We've seen Gianni Infantino speaking a lot about a different way to do football and pushing for the games not to return so quickly, and insisting on the fact that football is not so sustainable. And when you listen to this, the model that Infantino is defending is the one of the Northern American closed leagues, and there's a real risk that money from external investors coming to football after this crisis to impose a very different model from a government's point of view, but also from a sporting point of view. So it's not only good ideas, it's not only people with good intentions that are at the moment thinking about the future of football. And I think as fan activists, as fan representatives, we have to be extremely careful about the terrible ideas that will be circulating around.